The internet has a way of turning whispers into roars, and this week was no exception. Fans of Outlander star Sam Heughan were left stunned when screenshots of what appeared to be a deeply personal love letter began circulating online. The document, handwritten and overflowing with tender phrases, was quickly dubbed Sam's secret love letter. Within hours, it had gone viral, fueling speculation, disbelief, and an avalanche of emotions from his devoted followers. At first, the origins of the letter were unclear. It surfaced on a gossip forum before being reposted across Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. The handwriting, neat but unmistakably personal, added an air of authenticity. What truly captured attention, however, were the words themselves. Lines filled with vulnerability, longing, and affection hinted at a man speaking from the heart. "You are the anchor in my storm," one passage reportedly read, "the thought that carries me through the longest days." For fans, accustomed to Sam's carefully guarded privacy, the idea that such an intimate letter could exist, and worse, be leaked, was almost unthinkable. Sam has always been protective of his personal life, often avoiding or redirecting interview questions about romance. The possibility that a private confession had been exposed without his consent was both shocking and heartbreaking. The letter's recipient was not named, but careful readers pointed to certain clues. A mention of "our night beneath the Paris lights" suggested a rendezvous in France, a city long associated with romance. Another line referenced "the laughter we shared after the curtain fell," sparking theories that the letter was intended for someone within the theater world. These details sent fans spiraling into detective mode, combing through Sam's past appearances and travel history in search of connections. Social media quickly divided into camps. On one side were those who believed the letter to be genuine. They cited the authenticity of the writing style, the emotional resonance of the words, and the timing of the leak, arriving just as Sam was in the spotlight for his stage work and charity endeavors. For them, the letter was proof of a hidden romance, perhaps one that had been kept under wraps for years. Others, however, remained skeptical. They argued that the letter could be a fabrication, created by an overzealous fan or gossip blogger eager to stir drama. "Anyone can fake handwriting and sentimental words," one commenter posted. "Until Sam confirms it, we can't know if this is real." The doubt did little to stop the wildfire, though, in fact, it only added more fuel. Each debate, each theory, pushed the story further into the headlines. The media, sensing an irresistible scandal, wasted no time amplifying the story. Entertainment sites ran with sensational titles: "Sam Heughan's secret romance revealed," and "Unbelievable love letter exposes hidden relationship." Some outlets speculated openly about who the letter's recipient might be, linking it to past rumors about Sam's connections to co-stars, models, and other high-profile figures. None of these claims were backed by evidence, but the lack of certainty only stoked curiosity. For Sam's fans, the shock was layered. Beyond the intrigue of a possible secret romance was the unsettling notion that something so private could leak at all. "If this is real, it's heartbreaking that someone betrayed his trust," one fan wrote. Others admitted they felt torn, fascinated by the possibility of glimpsing a hidden side of their favorite actor, yet guilty for reading words that were never meant for public eyes. As the speculation grew, screenshots of the letter racked up millions of views. TikTok creators read passages aloud with dramatic flair, overlaying them with moody music and slow-motion clips of Sam from Outlander. Twitter threads dissected every phrase, while Instagram fan pages created collages of the words alongside romantic Parisian imagery. What elevated the story even further was a particular line near the end of the letter. "I count the days until we meet again in Paris, where the world fades and it is only you and me." The explicit mention of a city, a setting synonymous with love and secrecy, sent fans into overdrive. Was Sam truly planning clandestine meetings in Paris? Was the recipient someone the public already knew? Or was this simply a poetic flourish, misinterpreted as evidence of something larger? Whatever the truth, the leak had achieved what every rumor hopes to. It ignited a firestorm. Overnight, Sam Heughan, already beloved for his iconic role and admired for his philanthropy, became the center of a new narrative. This wasn't about his latest film, his whiskey brand, or even his theater debut. This was about something infinitely more vulnerable. A man's heart, laid bare in ink and stolen from its rightful place of privacy. The betrayal felt palpable, even for those who doubted the letter's authenticity. For fans, the scandal wasn't just about romance. It was about trust, about how far the invasion of a celebrity's private life could go. And as the dust began to settle, one question hung heavy in the air. If the letter was real, how would Sam Heughan respond? The answer, and the truth behind the mysterious love letter, was yet to come. As the leaked love letter continued to dominate headlines, the speculation surrounding Sam Heughan reached fever pitch. Every fan group, gossip outlet, and entertainment channel seemed to have its own theory about the mysterious note. Some insisted it was a genuine confession from the actor himself, a rare glimpse into a heart he has guarded so carefully. Others dismissed it as an elaborate hoax, pointing to the dangers of fandom culture where fiction and fantasy often blur with reality. The truth, however, proved far more layered, and more unsettling, than anyone expected. The frenzy began with attempts to identify the recipient. The line about "our night beneath the Paris lights" became the most dissected clue of all. Fans pulled out photographs of Sam's past visits to France, noting his appearances at film festivals and charity events in Paris. Some even suggested the woman referenced in the letter could be an actress he worked with during those trips. Blogs speculated wildly. Was it a co-star from Outlander, a model from one of his public campaigns, or perhaps someone entirely unknown to the public? Caitríona Balfe's name inevitably surfaced, despite her being happily married. Others linked the note to actresses Sam had been rumored to befriend in the past. Yet no one could provide definitive proof. For every theory that gained traction, another surfaced to contradict it, keeping the mystery alive. Meanwhile, journalists quietly reached out to handwriting experts to compare the note with autographs and signed messages Sam had given fans over the years. The results were inconclusive. Some experts suggested similarities in the strokes and slants. Others argued that it could just as easily have been forged. The possibility that the letter was a fabrication designed to manipulate fan attention suddenly seemed far more plausible. For Sam's fans, this raised uncomfortable questions. If the letter was fake, then who created it? And why? Was it the work of an obsessed fan trying to insert themselves into Sam's narrative? Or was it a deliberate ploy by a gossip outlet to manufacture scandal? The thought that someone could exploit such personal vulnerability, whether real or imagined, left many feeling protective of the actor. Sam himself remained silent. His social media accounts continued with business as usual. Posts about his upcoming performance in Macbeth, promotional content for Sassenach Spirits, and encouragement for his My Peak Challenge community. The absence of a statement, however, only fueled the fire. Fans parsed every caption, every emoji, every pause, searching for hidden meaning. His silence became a blank canvas onto which the public painted its own narratives. In the middle of the chaos, a new perspective began to emerge among more thoughtful fans. They pointed out that Sam has always been candid about the difficulties of living under constant scrutiny. He has spoken before about how relentless speculation about his private life has made dating almost impossible. The leak of a love letter, whether real or fake, seemed to confirm his worst fears, that no matter how hard he tried to draw boundaries, parts of his personal life would always be dragged into the spotlight. Then came the twist. Insiders revealed that the so-called Paris clue was not nearly as telling as fans believed. In fact, the phrase about "our night beneath the Paris lights" bore striking resemblance to lines from romantic literature and song lyrics. The possibility arose that the letter had been intentionally crafted to sound like Sam, using poetic clichés that would be familiar to fans. If true, it meant the entire scandal was built not on Sam's confession, but on someone's calculated attempt to imitate his voice. Still, even with this revelation, not everyone was convinced. The ambiguity left room for doubt, and where there is doubt, there is intrigue. For fans, The lack of definitive answers only made the story more magnetic. The debate became less about whether the letter was real and more about what it symbolized: the longing to glimpse the private heart of a man who has made a career of hiding it. In the end, the scandal revealed more about celebrity culture than about Sam himself. The hunger for intimacy, for proof of romance, drove fans and media alike to accept a flimsy document as gospel truth. The love letter may never be proven authentic, and Sam may never comment on it. But the frenzy it created underscored the impossible expectations placed on public figures to be both accessible and untouchable, romantic heroes and private individuals, all at once. The shocking truth, then, is not who the letter was for, or even whether Sam wrote it. The truth is that privacy for stars like him is a fragile illusion, constantly threatened by the click of a camera or the upload of a screenshot. What was framed as a scandalous confession may, in reality, be nothing more than another reminder of how blurred the lines between fiction and reality have become. For Sam Heughan, the leak will pass, as all scandals eventually do. His work, his art, and his philanthropy will continue to define him far more than any alleged love letter. But for his fans, the story will linger, not as a definitive chapter in his life, but as a cautionary tale about the costs of fame and the perils of curiosity that strays too far.